regardless, I'd be very surprised if this was a 3-0. This should go for a bit of a longer series of back and forth. Shouldn't be as one-sided as Kellezer versus Mano, but we'll see as the countdown has started and we are getting into our first live match. Oh boy. Also, there was a lot of Portuguese in the lobby chat and I didn't understand any of it.
What do you mean? It's like Spanish, but funny. So welcome everyone to our second series of the day, TerraN versus Shakti. I'm starting here in Oxide, LA. The blue Protoss player playing for Eximus Gaming, it is Shakti.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Brazilian TerraN. He is red, representing himself. It is TerraN.
I cannot believe TerraN does not have a team yet.
You're like,
what's up, like? What's up with this, like?
I was about to say, you're like, if only there was a team owner watching right now. I mean, you know this, like, the CranKy Ducklings, we would love to pick up someone like TerraN, but we have limited funding, you know. I would love to expand and pick up more players like TerraN, maybe Paco Mike as well, you know, stuff like that, but...
Ooh, Paco Mike.
But we're not there yet, unfortunately. Oh. No! Darking, no! So for those wondering, feels bad, man. Darking, he was a little bit concerned that his power would go out. He has had some electrical issues. He has had some power related issues in his home for the past couple of days, so he was a little bit concerned that that would affect things today. He was crossing his fingers that it wouldn't, but it looks like he just lost power. Feels bad, man. He should be able to it doesn't last for too long, so he should be able to come back later on in this series, but it looks like at least for game one, I'm gonna be alone here. Feels bad, man. We were just starting as well. Everything went so smoothly for the first series. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, we will be getting into this. Oh, there we go. Oh god. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But I believe that is also why Darking wasn't able to cast Battle of the Americas this week with me, because again, he has been having these power issues. I believe it's been affecting his entire neighborhood, so yeah, feels bad, man. Mexican electricity, Kappa. Hopefully everything is able to resolve itself and Darking can join me for either later on in this series or for one of the other series in this tournament. It'd be a shame because again, he's a massive fan of these players, especially TerraN. You know, he's great, he's beautiful. So hopefully Darking can join me later on. But we are continuing on with this series here, and we'll see how these players approach this matchup, right? If you're wondering what we were talking about earlier, this quote-unquote nanomech style. Oh my god, is he back? Oh, hello?
Hi.
Oh.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? You tell us. Oh god. Are you still in...
it happened exactly as I told you it happened. So question. I didn't get booted from the game.
I was about to say, I'm surprised you didn't get booted from the game. You're still in game. I'm shocked.
I mean, did the people wait?
Yeah.
I did not kick out. I mean, did they wait, or did I return sufficiently fast?
They waited. They didn't vote you out.
Okay. With any luck, this does not happen again. So for people wondering what the hell happened, I've been having electricity difficulties in the last couple of days. Suddenly the power like goes out and come back immediately. But that obviously reset my internet modem. So luckily it is not very common, like maybe a couple of times a day. So with any luck, it will not happen again in the rest of the matchup.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? Like everything was fine for the first series. You know, you were there. Everything was perfectly fine. So hopefully this doesn't happen too often. Hopefully it doesn't affect the players. Like that's probably the most important part, right? Like in case that were to happen, like in an intense moment. Thankfully, it was at the start of the game where like nothing was going on.
So yeah. Meanwhile, what happened was why I was not here.
I mean, we've just had some openings. Obviously, Shakti, he isn't going for that Stargate opening. We do see that he is going for the Blink Stalkers. Not just Blink Stalkers, though.
Yep. I see that Shakti has decided to be funny. Ooh, nice with a man shot. Five workers went down. And nice, the medivats go in and mate, they go for the probes.
That was so...
Fortunately, not a single probe went down from the Hellions, but they have been annoying and they have seen the Dark Shrine.
Yeah, that was so cheeky by TerraN. It was really cool to see Shakti completely wall off, but the medevac, no! TerraN, please!
Yeah, medevac goes down. Meanwhile, in TerraN's main base, mate, there's it is.
DTs are here. One of the scan does get used, but the DT gets saved. But enough time has passed where not just the missile turret, but also the Raven has popped out.
Yeah, 7 workers have gone down, and TerraN has been forced to evacuate all of his workers from the natural. So his mining currently is not that good, really.
Man, I was so worried. That CC got too low. Oh god, it is on fire. Meanwhile, the DT does get dropped. It looks like he's gonna try and deny the CC delay, and he does just a little bit. So even though Shakti got scouted, he was able to deal some damage here, and honestly he needed to after the probes D lost to that Widowmite drop. And after all said and done, like Shakti, like, you know, he's expanding, he's taking his third base, actually much faster than TerraN.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, good job for Shakti. He's currently ahead in workers, 51 workers against only 40 of TerraN, and as you say, his third base has just finished. So, mate, he's going to ramp up his production at the moment. And mate, I'm worried for TerraN in this first game of the series.
Yeah, like, things were looking really good for TerraN to begin with, right? Like he went in, like he had that Widowmine drop, he was being cheeky, and like he elevated his Hellions in as well. But those DTs did deal a lot of damage, and like Shakti, he has full map control now. Blink is done, by the way, so if he wanted to, he could be aggressive with that as well. There's only one tank to defend, so potentially Shakti could try and blink into the main base. There's a lot here to stop the War Prism, but it's possible.
Yeah, this is the moment, the scary moment for TerraN. Charge is also done for Shakti, and 5 gateways were just finished, so I think Shakti is going to make a big push any moment now. And oh, look, a 4th base so quickly.
I love this from Shakti just because, I don't know if you noticed, speaking of 4 bases, TerraN started his 4th CC as well.
Yes, I did notice, but the big difference is that even though TerraN has the 3rd CC, he has still not there. And even if he does, I think Shakti could easily contest it. So, yeah, I mean, why not take a 4th base if you're Shakti at the moment?
Exactly, like
you can avoid it.
TerraN's fourth base seems like a more desperation move, whereas Shakti's is like more of a power move. He's like, what are you gonna do about my fourth, really? You know, why not expand and take another base? So Shakti, he's gonna get away with this on location, and TerraN, he's still struggling to expand. And as you said, whenever he does decide to take his third base, which Shakti has eyes on both locations, like Shakti is ready to push in.
Yeah, Shakti's army is currently, I would say, very scary. Like, it's pretty big. It is full of upgrades, so charge and blink, and he has the war prison to back off. The only thing he's missing, mate, is some area damage, like High Templars or Robo units.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is a really good position for Shakti.
I'm waiting for the moment where he throws down like a Robotics Bay, right? So we can start some Colossus or something, because he is really lacking in that respect. We do have a bit of harassment here. 4 auto turrets get thrown down. Some damage is being done here. Ooh, a couple more probes go down as well. This is great. Like, TerraN needs to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, he does. I mean, for the past couple of minutes, he's been just turtling his base. It's very easy to break in, but at the same time, he cannot get out. And look, this medivac. Okay, TerraN sees it. He's moving away. He doesn't want to get auto-sniped by those stalkers.
Yes, what's important is that Shakti didn't see it. It was within vision of his stalkers, but he didn't react. So TerraN does slip past the defenses or the blockade of Shakti. He is headed towards the third base, and he could force a recall here.
We'll see. There's one cannon. That's something, but it's better than nothing. But it's not going to be enough, obviously. Let's see how Shakti reacts.
Yeah, exactly. So far, he hasn't reacted at all, and a lot of probes are going down.
11 probes went down this side, because I believe there was another attack on the other side of the map as well. He lost a couple of probes there, but yeah, I mean, TerraN is trying to pull apart Shakti, and so far he's doing a good job. And the thing is, Shakti has not double reacted. He still has the majority of his army back out of the map. So the moment TerraN walks out, Shakti can attack, and he's gonna do it right now.
Yeah,
so
but
all of Shakti's army is moving.
I'm worried because Shakti doesn't have everything here, and a scan does get used. There's a lot of Widow Mines.
Okay, those Widow Mines do a decent damage on the Zealots. But again, the thing is, Shakti has a big army, but he doesn't have any area of effect damage, and these bottlenecks are going to help TerraN a lot.
Exactly, and there's only one tank behind this. Also, what's important is that was like 8 Widow Mines that went down just then. Like, that was a lot of splash damage, a lot of factory units. The tank did go down. Ooh, the Raven mismicroed as it went through the entire army. At the same time, TerraN goes in with this drop, but this time Shakti is able to defend.
We're gonna make a lot of Zealots, but there's a big bottleneck. That's the thing. TerraN has been getting really good fights because he's been able to use that bottleneck effectively.
Yeah, but is it going to be enough? More Widow Mine shots do connect, and EMP as well, but it feels like Shakti's trading a little bit better. Maybe not better, but like, he can afford these losses, you know? Like, he may be trading a little bit more inefficiently, but like TerraN, he's just running out of units.
Yeah, the Zealots coming from behind. This little army, I think, is not enough. This will be basically a numbers game, which Shakti has been taking advantage of because of his easy 4 bases that he got in the meantime, and the War Prism in the main base, and GG made Shakti take game number 1.
Oof. GG. And yo, I told you, right? Everyone was like, yo, Shakti lost to Prince C, mate. This is gonna be easy. TerraN probably pulled a Chaos Fade and had some chelas last night, you know? He was like, it's like, man, this is gonna be a breeze, man. I got nothing to worry about. And then Shakti comes out in game 1. Damn.
So yeah, I think that after those DT drops, TerraN got a little bit too scared of it. Like, it's okay that he needed to be defensive, especially after the DTs, but I think he went overboard with the defense, with staying at home, you know?
Yeah.
Still, base was incredibly late. Shakti was able to do everything and anything, and at the end of the day, it was just a matter of numbers.
Yeah, I will also say that it was really good decision making by Shakti, right, to take that 4th base when he did. I feel like there are a lot of Protoss players who would probably like wait and saturate their 3rd base first and take things a little bit slower. But because Shakti knew like how ahead he was, he's like, let's just get even like further ahead here with this 4th base, and he was able to get away with it. I mean, sure, TerraN did get some decent probe damage done, but it took a long time for that to really happen, right? Like it took him a long time to, as you said, to leave his base with his drops. And now we are getting into game 2.
So, Light, do you want some more bad news?
Oh, tell me, what happened?
It started raining where I am.
Oh god, are we gonna have a thunderstorm? Are we gonna have...
Yes, it is actually a thunderstorm.
Oh god. To be fair, this is something that we have relatively frequently anyway, because it's always raining in Singapore, so... Last GPO.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not in Singapore, Light, so we've been having like 40 degrees Celsius temperature the whole week. So thank God for a little rain. Like, I didn't want to melt anymore.
That's good. So if you hear like this loud like thunder in the background, it's okay. It's just, you know, it's just raining over in Mexico. It's fine. Hopefully it doesn't have a negative impact on your power. Like I hope not. We'll see.
I mean, the worst part, the only bad thing is if it goes away, for longer than just a minute.
Yeah. Oh god. But we'll see how this series can go. Again, as a reminder, this is a best of 5, so game 1 may have gone Shakti's way, but there's still plenty of time, plenty of room here for TerraN to get back on his feet and you know, bring this series back.
Yeah, countdown has started. Like 2,000 atmospheres is going to be your second map of the day. Who do you favor in this matchup? Seeing how these two players play, this map specifically.
On this map, I like Skytoss on this map, but I don't think that's what Shakti's gonna do. I think TerraN can tie it up.
Very well. We'll see. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the second map in our second best of 5 series of the day. Spawning here, the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the Brazilian Protoss, currently up 1-0. It is Shakti.
And spawning in, the top right, but also sending SCVs across the map. This guy, he's upset. He is angry. He is down 0-1 in this best of 5 series, and he does not want this game to go on for much longer. He is the red TerraN. No gases, by the way.
Marines? 2 barracks Marines? Interesting. Usually you see maybe Marauder, maybe Reapers, not usually Marines, and only with 2 barracks. I was expecting maybe a 3rd barracks. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 barracks Marines is not an all-in. You can actually macro of it. Oh, did Shakti say it?
He sees it. No, the misplacement of the racks is the scout sees the racks, and Shakti turns around. Oh no.
Oh no.
Not like this, TerraN. Not like this.
I mean, the barracks are going to finish, so there were no delay in their construction. And Shakti, the pole proof, the pull of the pros. How much are they going to be able to surround the Marines?
That's the question. So you may be wondering, is this an overreaction? Well, the point is that these SCVs, they were going to throw down bunkers, which would make it even harder to deal with these Marines. But the SCVs were forced all the way back. The Marines go down. The Zealot is here. These Marines are going to have such a hard time finding much damage.
Yeah, the first Marine already went down. The second Marine is being chased around. And Yeah, I don't think these two barracks are going to do a damn thing. Like, they have destroyed a couple of probes, which is good, but it doesn't matter. The thing is to stop these marines from amassing, and TerraN and Shakti is doing a very good job.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, this is interesting. TerraN started Reapers.
Yeah, he realized that this wasn't going to work, so he did take his gas, and he is starting Reapers. We'll see if they get out in time. Obviously, you can micro these Reapers very well and avoid the Zealots, so hopefully he can get both out.
The first one is out. The second one is also going to come out. Yeah, I think he wanna keep these Reapers alive so that they can try and do as much damage as possible in the Protoss main base and scouting to see what they do, because now that your proxy was revealed, Shakti is almost free to do anything.
Exactly. He got his natural up and running beautifully. We do have Stalkers on the way. He still hasn't thrown down any tech, but he doesn't really need to. He's sending his Zealots across the map. And they are going to force TerraN to go all the way back here. Oh no, the SCV!
Great SCV. The RNG killed him.
Ah, God. The game client did force the SCV to be exposed to that Zealot. Feels bad, man. Again, this shouldn't deal too much more damage here. TerraN is attempting to transition. Oh my God, with a fast start CC.
He knows he's behind, and so he knows he wants to get as much ahead as possible. He's been a little greedy. If Shakti is not doing anything, but if he were to do anything, TerraN would have been dead. Like, because you have one factory.
Yeah,
that's it. You were not going to survive a push. But luckily, Shakti did not, so TerraN can get away with these three bases. And now let's see what Shakti does, and the answer is Stargate.
Yeah, I personally, I don't really like this, because I agree with you 100%. If Shakti went for a Twilight Council and goes for like a 2-base Blink Stalker timing off of TerraN, who's being so greedy right now, I do think you can like find weaknesses in this defense and kind of snowball and maybe just straight up end the game. Because he's going for a Stargate instead, it looks like he wants to be a little bit more harassment focused and focus more on the longer game and get ahead that way, which is understandable. It does mean that, you know, he won't be able to end the game anytime soon, and maybe TerraN will get away with this faster CC.
And that he will. The Reapers, meanwhile, they enter the base and they're going to see Stargates. So good job by TerraN. He knows exactly where he stands.
Exactly. He doesn't just see the Stargate, he also saw the Phoenixes being produced, so he knows that it's going to be this mass Phoenix commitment. We'll see where Shakti stops, because typically you get like 5 or 6 Phoenixes and then that's it, and you just have them to defend. Oh my God, and it's happening. He's going double Robo. And he doesn't have Warp Gate.
Oh God, you're correct. I didn't realize that he doesn't have Warp Gate. We're going to see massive. Oh, nice. The Phoenix kills the Raven. That is huge. That is huge. He loses the Phoenix, but in my opinion, that was really worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Losing a Phoenix for a Raven is well worth it there. Shakti has to be careful not to lose another Phoenix, but yes, as you were, as we were pointing out, because we don't have Warp Gate, this is his nanomech style here, just going mass robo units here. Mate, he's gonna have some fun.
Yeah, the question is, like, Colossus or Disruptors?
Yes.
Colossus is the answer. Shakti is going for 2 Colossi at the same time. So yeah, I mean, this is an unorthodox play for most Protoss, but this is Shakti, and TerraN and Shakti has played each other a lot of times, so he should be pretty familiar with how Shakti plays. So he may not be not expecting the multiple robo, no gateway build, but he knows it. He knows how to counter it as soon as he sees it. The question is, when will he get it?
Exactly, because the thing is that, like, if this was last year, Shakti did this all the time against TerraN, but over the past like 8 months, he has refined his skill and he isn't a one-trick pony anymore. He doesn't do this every single game. So that is why it's still very important for TerraN to scout and realize what's happening and try and punish it. Because if he doesn't, then Shakti, he's going to have a massive army and he will catch TerraN off guard. This is obviously a little bit wonky. He's going to just keep making Colossus, just getting ready for a supply block. But I mean, he's not going to stop with the Colossus production. He's going to have Phoenixes for anti-air. Eventually he'll round out this army with Immortals, and it's weird to see, but it can work. Oh no, the Medivacs! No, not again! I was wondering why he was oh god. I'll just let them know. Oh. Hold on. Darking may be back. Maybe. We'll see. Oh god, it looks like the power did go out again. We'll see if the players allow him to come back. Oh god. I'll just let them know. I'll let them know. Feels bad, man. But yeah, Darking is letting us know that his power is going out actually a couple more times, like in the span of a minute. So it feels bad, man. Hopefully everything is able to fix itself. Give your energy to Darking right now. But here we go. TerraN is being active here out on the map. It looks like the Phoenixes were not able to catch those Medivacs. The Medivacs were able to escape just barely in time. Shakti is actually getting ready to spot these drops, throwing down spotter pylons all over the place. Does have control of the watchtower as well. Meanwhile, here come the Marines, and it looks like, yep, they will be picked off by these Phoenixes. I don't believe TerraN has seen the nanomech yet, because again, we have 5 Colossus and here comes the Immortal production. So this is what Shakti goes for. He rounds out this army, Immortals and Colossus. Eventually he will go into Skytoss. He'll throw down a fleet beacon, but it'll take some time for that to happen. First, he will round out this army, and you can argue it's a little bit inefficient because of how many Colossus he has and how much like overkill there is. But Shakti doesn't care because there we go, 2 more robos get thrown down. 4 robo production. I believe the last I recommend checking out our VODs on YouTube, because there was a time where Shakti had 8 robo production, mate. Oh my god, it was disgusting. We see a scan. TerraN knows. He sees what this army is. He sees the additional robos as well. But what do you do against this? This isn't something you see too often. You need Vikings. That's what you need to really shut this down. There's limited anti-air. The anti-air is Phoenixes. So Vikings can deal with this. Meanwhile, oh, the drop! The drop! Shakti, please! It's right there! He misses it! Okay, he turns around. He does react. He's going to try and catch up with this drop, and the drop should go down. At the same time, the Colossus army is here at the 4th base, ready to meet the army of TerraN. The Marines. The Marines. And TerraN he's committing to the bio. I don't like this, to be honest. He has a lot of ghosts for EMPs. That's great against Archons. That's great against Zealots. That's great against High Templar. But against Colossus and Immortals, I don't know, mate. It's a really weird interaction, but we'll see how this goes here for TerraN. Again, IMO for me, like, it's better to go for like the Sky TerraN and control the airways with Vikings and Liberators. You can do so much with that against this composition and really abuse the Colossus and the Immortals because they don't shoot up. But if he sticks with this ground army, like this is what Shakti wants. Shakti wants to fight against this. Boy, here we go. Meanwhile, we do have a drop in the main base. The drop will get cleaned up, but 11 probes have gone down. At the same time, this Protoss army, sorry, this TerraN army is hitting the 4th base, but the Protoss, the Robo, the Colossus, it is here to meet him, and Shakti will defend. TerraN hasn't committed to a big fight, though. And that's the important part here. He hasn't lost a large chunk of army yet. I say yet, he's going for a bit of a doom drop here. This is concerning. Shakti is finally pushing out. Never mind. He doesn't push out. He does back off instead, continuing with the Colossus and the Phoenixes. Oh, these Widow Mines are going to find some more damage. Shakti didn't clean them up. Oh, never mind. Probes are good enough. Just good enough. It's going to come down to this engagement here. The Phoenixes, they can deal with the Medivacs, they can pick up the tanks as well. Oh my god, meanwhile that drop did make it into the main base. It's gonna force a massive reaction here. And, ooh, Shakti doesn't move his entire army. He's still here at the 4th. Oh my god, but can he really fight here? The EMPs are connecting and the tanks are dealing a lot of damage to this. Oh my god. Finally, the Phoenixes do show up and they will be able to clean up these tanks, but this drop dealt a lot of damage. A lot of the buildings were depowered, but the main Protoss army is still terrifying. I kind of want Shakti to just go across the map, now or never, but instead he's repowering everything. There's still a Widow Mine here in the main base. This is still a problem for Shakti. But it looks like he wants to take this slow and steady. You know, he throws out another Stargate. He's just rebuilding his army, remaxing. It's going to take a while because Shakti's economy has been hindered. But TerraN is also giving him time. Oh boy, oh boy. I have to wonder though. Like, the reason why TerraN, his previous fight, went so well for him was because he pulled apart Shakti's army. If Shakti has everything consolidated together, with 5 disruptors being produced at a time, I really worry for TerraN here. To be fair, the disruptors aren't ready yet. They're not ready yet. They're still in production. So maybe Shakti can make something happen here. God, EMP misses, forces a cancel on the 5th base. Tanks are pre-sieged. Instead of going disruptors, personally, I would love Skytoss instead. Tempest, Carrier, go for something like that instead. Oh my god, as he's trying to push up this ramp, the tanks are unsieged. The disruptor shots go off. And they will find connections with the majority of these tanks. Only 1 tank remaining here, and the Protoss army is going to just power through everything TerraN. 2 more tanks to show up, but they immediately get picked up by the Colossus, by the Phoenixes, and the Colossus stands strong. The immortal count was reset, and Shakti realizes that, so he just remakes those immortals. Again, the goal of those immortals are to buffer for the Colossus. Those immortals are kind of like the charge lots, basically, of this army composition. Colossus, they're shelling away at this planetary. Shakti has to be careful not to be surrounded. You know, we do have reinforcements coming in from the right. The main army is still over here to the left. So he may overextend. He's pushing forward into the 3rd base, into the planetary. The tanks do siege up, but again, they get picked up easily by the Phoenixes. And the Colossus just don't die. Oh my god, this is disgusting. This is awful. Oh my god, the Immortals come in. They're gonna go down immediately. There was a bit of a misrally there. And the planetary is still standing strong, I guess. It's actually not in range. Oh, there we go. It's in range of the Immortal. Oh god. These Colossus could be target firing the SCVs. They could have done a better job there, but instead they do get deflected. TerraN holds without losing his base or any SCVs. He only lost 2 SCVs, which is, again, surprising. So honestly, it's not the worst case for TerraN, but Shakti's maxed out, mate. He's maxed out. Oh, God. And here we go. Immediately 2 CCs go down. There's still a Bioforce here, but it's just not really a thing. There's not enough here for TerraN. He's trying to push through, and he does take down the Immortals. He traded fairly well there, to be honest, but he did lose 2 CCs. I guess his mining hasn't really been interrupted, so he is continuing to produce here. He's going for a bit of a drop, and we have seen Shakti struggle to deal with these drops, so maybe this Hail Mary play can do something, but the main army is still here outside the front door. Still plenty of pieces to CC those tanks. Obviously, it's really awkward to push into a defensive TerraN for Shakti. It's very easy to lose your army. What I would say in this situation is that, sure, there are a bunch of tanks here. What is there here to the north? You know, reposition, rotate around the map, right? Like, there are other places to attack here if you're Shakti. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a drop here at the 5th base. It's going to deal some damage. It will get cleaned up, but this will pull away the army of Shakti. And I don't like this. TerraN is moving out. He's leaving his safe fortified position, and he's exposed out on the map. We could end up in a weird base trade as Shakti also counterattacks and tries to hit the planetary, and TerraN hasn't responded. Oh, all right, we're going full base trade, boys. It's happening. Planetary goes down. Shakti will decisively win this fight and is forced to recall. No, he recalls within range of the tanks. Oh god, the tanks go off and every single Colossus is gonna go down. Shakti with the misplay. Recalling here to the 3rd base was the worst place to recall. He loses every single Colossus. Aye, Shakti, please. You didn't have to do that. This is still very close. Shakti now down and heavily in supply. That was a very expensive loss there by Shakti. He lost, what, like 7 or 8 Colossus? To be fair, nothing shoots up. So Shakti is finding a couple of tanks here and there. This is worth something. Oh god, this still could go either way. Oh god, just that recall was just so bad. It was the worst thing. It was the best thing that could have happened for TerraN. And now TerraN, he expands, he takes another base, he double expands even, retaking the planetary that he lost. Shakti still, I believe, has an advantage with his army and probably could try and break this. The thing is, I don't think there's enough that shoots up, so I believe that Shakti could probably pick up every single one of these tanks and then push in with his Colossus and his Immortals. The problem is that he's splitting up his army. He's a little bit paranoid of some drops here or there. So because of that, TerraN has breathing room to get back into this. Oh boy, oh boy. Meanwhile, here comes TerraN. He's pushing out across the map once again, which again I don't really like. I don't really like him exposing himself like this. Like, wait until you're maxed out, you know. But once again, the armies are missing each other. He will be spotted by these workers. Shakti reacts. Here we go. Potentially the final fight. Depends which way this will swing. There are a lot of Widow Mines now, so if the Phoenixes dive in, they will be hit by the Widow Mines. He has to be so careful. Oh. Ooh, EMP misses. 2 medevacs go down for free. This army of TerraN is stuck, but at the same time, there is a drop here towards the north. The 5th base is forfeit. Shakti pushes in. He picks up every single tank, but the Widow Mines go off. Oh my god, the Widow Mine shots were beautiful, but it still was not enough. The tanks all go down. There's no detection, so the Widow Mines are still there. And it looks like a single Colossus was able to defend that drop. God, but the macro of TerraN has still not stopped. He was able to expand and take that other base. And now Shakti goes across the map, but can he really stop this from happening? He does pick up 2 of the tanks, but the Colossus are exposed. Every single Immortal already went down. And TerraN, can he take this fight? It looks like he will. And GG gets called. TerraN ties up the series 1-1. Ay. Shakti had this game. He straight up had this game. And losing 8 Colossus like that was awful, mate. Oh, God. I didn't mind the recall. Just recall at a different base, you know? Don't recall in the middle of a fight where tanks are already pre-sieged. Like, that was... Oh, God, that was awful. And with that, TerraN ties up the series 1-1. Meanwhile, shout out to Yoda Slim in the chat. It's great. It's great to have you back, man. It looks like, oh, it sounds like Yoda Slim just recently moved, so he's still finding things around the house. Oh, God. So we'll see. We'll see if we have a return from Yoda Slim. But it looks like for now, I guess I'll attempt to solo cast the rest of the tournament. Darking doesn't want to disturb the players with his disconnects. His electricity seems to be unreliable at the moment, so he will stick this out regardless. Massive shout out to Darking. It was great for him to join me for the first series and for the first game of this series. It was a lot of fun casting together. So hopefully everything is able to be resolved on the side of Darking for the weekend at least. And we will continue here in this series. 8 robos and no observers. mate, it's all about the Colossus and the Immortal production, not the observer production, okay? I like that robo style. Who needs gateway units to buffer? I mean, honestly, again, it's one of those things where it should have worked, that game. Like, Shakti should have won that game. If it just some decision-making mistakes, not composition mistakes, is what I would say. Like, his composition was working fine, to be honest. I don't think TerraN was respecting that composition enough and switching as hard into Vikings or into Air TerraN that he should have. So Shakti was fighting very well there for a long time, but in the end, as we saw, like, just a couple of slip-ups here and there, losing a bunch of... Like, again, these units are so expensive, you cannot miss micro with them. If you do, and if you lose a couple for free, like, that's a very big deal. It's a very big investment. The other big thing that TerraN was abusing, that Shakti is weak against with that composition, is that because you don't have warp gate and because you don't have gateways, if there's a drop somewhere, you can't warp in reactively to deal with it. You have to rely on having your units in position. That is why he commits so much to those Phoenixes, because Phoenixes are mobile and ideally you catch drops like that and that's how you clean them up. So that's how he tries to make up for it, but again, there is a weakness there without being able to warp in. And here we go. We are spawning in on Romanticide ALE, and in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss, currently tied up 1-1 in this best of 5 series, representing Eximius Gaming. It is Shakti. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the red player who's currently teamless. It is TerraN. Shout out to Cosmos, by the way, the organizer of this event. And once again, I say once again, TerraN is going for a quote-unquote proxy, but this is more of a fake than anything else. It is outside of his base, but it's meant to look like a more committed proxy. So when Shakti does go across the map, and when he does scout this, he's going to be like, oh my god, there's another proxy racks out on the map. And maybe, hopefully for TerraN, Shakti does overreact. And Shakti goes in, and the racks is missing. He will dive in and scout. He'll see the gas being taken. So if it is a proxy, he knows that it is going to be Reapers. A Reaper is on the way, by the way, but again, this isn't committed by any means. And Shakti doesn't bite, like he just expands. He takes his Nexus. So far, so good for Shakti. And we are going to get into a longer game. And because we are on Romanticide, I would love to see that nanomech once again. I do think that that'll work a little bit better on Romanticide. It's very large, you can expand, you can defend a little bit easier. I do think that he can utilize that to great effect here if he goes for it again. At the same time, I don't know if that's something you want to rely on multiple times in a best of series. It's great to throw out once every now and then, but every single game, like, your opponent will have better responses and will react and be able to deal with it a little bit better every single time. I feel like TerraN is good enough for that. Meanwhile, yo, this probe is being so annoying. Feels bad, man. The probe finally goes down. So the CC should finish. The Adept is racing across the map. We'll see if the Adept can actually get here in time to deny the CC. Oh. Looks like he'll commit to the shade. CC isn't done, but he does get distracted by the Reapers. Does he get the SCV? He does get the SCV, delaying the natural base of TerraN. And he takes out a Reaper. Oh my god. So much damage being done here. The SCV can't go to work. There's an Adept in the natural. Okay, doesn't commit to the shade. Now there are two Adepts here. Oh my god. With two Adepts, even a Hellion isn't going to be enough. With good enough micro, TerraN should be able to deal with this. Oh. No, the SCV! Una más! SCV goes down again. Oh god. The Hellion, please! Oh my god, the Hellion goes down as well. These Adepts have just done so much damage. She's going to get the Marine. Just barely. The Marine stays alive with 1 HP. And the CC will finally finish. But Shakti already dealing so much damage. Here's the follow-up pressure. Stalkers are going across the map. It looks like this Hellion will be Hellion will survive just barely. And the Hellion will scout the Stalkers, so TerraN, he evacuates the natural. Hellion will be dealt with. Stalkers are across the map. He's going to force the CC to lift up. He should force it to lift up. There's nothing to stop it. There are 2 Marines, and that is it. The bunker doesn't finish. Is this going to be game? Is this over before it began? Oh my god, more workers are going down. Finally, thankfully, the bunker finishes just barely in time. TerraN survives. But his greed is being punished because he went for this, not just a 1-1-1, he went for a fusion core opening. He's going for BCs, mate. Has this been scouted? It's about to be with this War Prism. Blink is done. He gets in. He sees the 1-1-1. Doesn't see the fusion core, but for all he knows, it's just a Banshee. The Tech Lab isn't researching, which is a little bit of a tell here for Shakti. Oh my god, he blinks forward. The tank does go down. No, and the BC, this is the problem with the BC opening. It takes twice as long as a Banshee. And Shakti takes game 3. No GG? No GG, as TerraN was trying to be cheeky there. Because of that fusion core, it meant that he had minimal units to defend, and that's why Shakti was able to snowball so easily there and take game 3. Also, exclamation mark Funada Yoda Sim in the chat, because what is that? Spam this cat to get the Kuro cast. What are you talking about? Like how the chat wants Kuro to cast, and I would love Kuro to cast, but she just said that she's falling asleep. Unfortunately, she is falling asleep. Right now, it is about to be 2 a.m. in Europe, so it's, again, just a really bad time for Kuro to cast, as I believe she is going to bed. Ugh. But we'll get her to cast next time. It's fine. As we are waiting to get into the next game, oh god. TerraN, he needs to win this game and then the next if he wants to get through his opponents. And meanwhile, Shakti's on match point. He only needs one more here to knock down the TerraN opponent. Oh boy. Meanwhile, TerraN a little bit upset after that loss, which is understandable. You know, you want to go for something cheeky, you want to go for a different kind of build, but getting punished hard like that, ah, god, that was... TerraN just couldn't get into the mid game. He couldn't play, essentially. He was struggling to get his CC up. Doesn't have to, it's a cat. What are you it does have to rhyme. What are you on about? God damn it, Yoda. But let's go. Game 4. Will TerraN take this to the ace match, or will Shakti clean this up and take down his opponent and move on to the next round? As a reminder, the winner of this series goes up against Kelazar. The big boy himself. But here we go. Here we are. Game 4, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, representing Eximius Gaming, the Brazilian Protoss. It is Shakti. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of... Cosmos, so if you've not been watching, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have, shaking my head, we have the Brazilian player. He is red. He's red, representing himself. It is TerraN. Cosmos reminds me of Kuro. I'm calling her out right now, but whenever she does production, every now and then she like whispers us like, yo, what's the score? It's like, god damn it. Oh god. But of course, Cosmos, he has a lot more to do. To be fair, massive shout out to Cosmos. He's not just casting this event, he's also adminning the event. He's messaging players, he's messaging casters as well. He's making sure everything is running as smoothly as possible. So again, massive shout out to Cosmos. He is the one-man production army. Beautiful. And Shakti's being cheeky. TerraN, he scouts, but he only checks the natural. He doesn't go into the main. He doesn't know that there's a pylon missing because the pylon is out on the map. Shakti, he's going to throw down a gateway. Is it a gateway? We'll see. Never mind. He's waiting for the cybercore to finish up. Oh god. There's the gateway. Oh god. He's going to be applying stalker pressure. And if TerraN doesn't know about this, this could straight up end the game. Okay, he's scouting. He's looking around with his Reaper. Will he go up the ramp? He will. He'll scout this. Oh. Thank God. So with the Adept scouting this, sorry, with the Reaper scouting this, this shouldn't deal too much damage whatsoever. An Adept is on the way, but it's going to take a long time to get across the map. This pylon is under threat. And TerraN making sure he doesn't cut any corners. He does have a bunker on the way here on the natural, in the natural. Ooh, but Shakti's committing. He wants to throw down another pylon. He wants to make sure this gets up. The Adept is here. Pushes away the Reaper. Pylon stays alive. Shakti didn't even need to throw down another pylon. So he's going to maintain this aggression here. The Adept shows up, but again, he shouldn't deal too much damage. Bunker finishes up beautifully just in time. Ooh, he commits to the shade, and this Adept will go down. Bit of a smacker there by Shakti, or misreading the situation, committing to that shade when he really shouldn't have. But here we go, more Adepts are being morphed in. So this is very interesting. This is an Adept variant. I typically see this with Stalkers, that you just break through the defenses. But because there are Adepts, they can just shade past the bunker. Bunker doesn't even matter at this point. He does commit to the shade. With these Adepts, he will deny any mining here at the natural, forces a lift up of the CC. Same time, the Reaper's across the map, but it's not going to find any damage, and Shakti is just going to macro from here. Oh my god, he's going to try and push through, but the tank comes out. The tank should siege up, yeah. And these Adepts, oh no, please, Adepts, back off. Don't fight within tank range. Oh, taking 3 tank volleys there. And now this pressure is, again, the goal of this is just to delay the natural for as long as possible, hinder the economy of the TerraN, and Shakti just takes the third from here. Oh god, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting, mate. Oh my god. Wait, is next match Eric? Yes, the next match is Eric. We'll be getting up in that Eric as soon as possible. Oh. These Adepts will get cleaned up, but you know what? They traded fairly well. 5 Marines went down to clean that up. I love this from TerraN. He's moving out across the map with his tanks. He needs to do something here. Shakti cannot get away with this third base. So he cleans up the pylon. Nicely done for now. We'll see if TerraN does back off, or if he decides to send a drop across the map. He's working on another medevac, so maybe he will. Oh, Reaper does go across, but it does get sniped. And the problem is that TerraN is in the dark. Because the Reaper just went down, he doesn't know about the third base. He doesn't know about the economic situation of his opponent. There we go. He does load up. He is going for a drop across the map. This could deal some damage as I quickly check the upgrades. There is no blink. There is no glaives. Charge should finish up soon, but this drop will be able to get into the main, and he will be able to see everything. Oh boy. Here we go. Drop dives in. He sees the production here. He knows it's going to be a massive push. He also sees the lack of gas. If he takes note of the fact that there's only 1 gas mining here, then he should know it's going to be charge. I mean, he sees the charge anyway from these zealots. And TerraN needs to respect this. What I mean by that, tanks are great and all, but you know what would be better? Widow Mines. Widow Mines would be beautiful against charge lots. As Shakti is pushing out across the map, War Prism is done. Oh, he's actually trying to sneak into the main. No, there's a spot here that TerraN doesn't have vision of. He doesn't see. He doesn't know. Oh god, a massive warping of zealots. He's gonna get into the main. He's gonna pull TerraN apart. Shakti is ready. He's ready to go in from both ends. Thankfully, TerraN walls off immediately at his natural base. We do see a drop here at the third. Damage is being done. Shakti did not have anything to defend, not even a pylon to warp in defensively. Stalkers move out of position at the same time. Zealots are pushing into the main base. 2 tanks are exposed. They waste their charge on a marine. But the tanks will go down anyway. God, at the same time, the boys are pulled off the line. The Zealots are going to find a lot of damage here. The tank was wasting shots here in the main base. The Zealots, they push in. Oh my god, and even though these Zealots are going to get cleaned up, look at how many SCVs went down. At the same time, this drop did deal some economic damage, but what is 8 probes compared to 27, mate? As 27 SCVs went down. Not just 27 SCVs, but the third CC isn't even done yet. It still needs to be morphed into an orbital, so TerraN can't really take advantage of it quite yet. Meanwhile, we have 3 Nexus production here for Shakti. Shakti looking on fire right now. And Darking, if you're out there, if you're watching, TerraN, your boy, he needs your energy right now. He needs all your support to try and hold here because things are not looking good for TerraN. Oh, Shakti doesn't commit to the attack. He actually pulls back here, surprisingly. So I quickly check. The War Prism is looking for a way into the main base, but TerraN, this time he threw down a depot. He is in position to intercept this. Oh, no, Shakti, please! He commit! Oh, Shakti! The War Prism! Oh my god, what? What? Okay. The War Prism will go down. Meanwhile, the Zealots break into the natural base once again. Can they get on top of the tank? They do not. And TerraN will hold. And this is dangerous for Shakti. Shakti, he's bleeding out a little bit here. Like, he's starting to throw away a lot of units. If he gets the tank, it's worth it. He does not get the tank. And TerraN defends on 2 bases. Like, Shakti has to be careful. Like, he can't throw away units like this. He's gonna throw away his lead. I love the fake drop. Oh no, oh god, Zealots, please! You charge into their deaths. Shakti, he's still ahead. If you look at the worker count, he's ahead by 30 probes, which is something you never want to be seeing. But where are the upgrades? Where's the forge? Where's the robotics bay? Where's the robot production? Right now, Shakti is stuck on gateway units, and that's all he's doing right now. He's in a great place to transition and tech up, but where's the tech? Where's the transition? But where is it, Shakti? Come on. Because to be fair, he can brute force his way through and he can win the game off of just these units and this army composition, but he's giving TerraN a chance, right? Like, he's giving TerraN a win condition. Defend and win, right? You don't even need to expand. So Shakti has to be careful. Thankfully, he's not being so stubborn. Blink is on the way. Robotics Bay is on the way. Thankfully, he is starting to refine his army. Better late than never, I suppose. But as I say that, we have a sneaky drop heading towards the third base. The army's out of position. This drop could deal some damage. Here comes the drop. Winter Mine's a little bit late to borrow, so the pros will be able to escape in time. The the Marines are still dealing some damage here. Forces a warp in, and Shakti should be able to defend here. Winter Mine shots don't really go off on any of the workers, and Shakti holds. And TerraN should be taking this opportunity to expand. Shakti, he's at home with his entire army. He's struggling to hold against all these drops. Now is the opportunity to expand, take a third base, and move on from here. If that's what TerraN wants to do. I'm still a little bit I'm still unsure whether or not TerraN wants to expand and try and macro up, or if he wants to go for a big 2-base all-in. He's throwing down some more production. We do have more units on the way. What's worrisome is that we actually don't have an, like, even though we have an eBay, we have 0 upgrades for our TerraN player. He is on 0-0 right now. That's worrisome. Meanwhile, TerraN does see the army, and now Shakti gets eyes on it. There's a lot of Marines here. Stim and combat shields is done. The disruptor! No! It's gonna go down! Oh, the missed rally there by Shakti. Nice pick off by TerraN. Again, solid focus fire. The stalkers and the sentries do go down. And you know what? This is gonna buy TerraN a little bit more time. Shakti has to chase this because this drop could go into the main. Oh, meanwhile, speaking of drops, there's a drop here in the natural base. This one will be cleaned up though, but these stalkers were repositioned, and this drop will make it into the main base of Shakti. Shakti being pulled apart here a little bit. Again, a lot of it is because he has very limited or no map vision whatsoever. He needs to get observers out. He needs to get them in the right place here. As more drops are coming out, TerraN finally uses this to expand and take a third. Towards his opponent though, I don't like that. I don't like that it's closer towards Shakti and now it's under threat against these zealots. And there's nothing to defend the third. Oh no. Forces a lift off. A lot of lost mining time here. There are a couple of drops moving out across the map. So again, TerraN can deal some counter damage and Shakti wasted his recall. There we go, drop into the fourth, no mining at the gold, Liberator at the third, probes are going down, a drop going into the main base. This drop, not going to deal too much damage, there are stalkers here to defend. Ooh, drop goes down. But regardless, like TerraN, he's pulling Shakti apart. Fourth Nexus does go down, and no mining at the third. And Shakti brings everything back home. Oh my god, again, just... Shakti really... Oh my god, the probes! No, they came back to mine! Oh god, the shot goes off, only gets a probe. And the drop does escape. So TerraN is playing this beautifully. Thankfully for Shakti, he denied the third base, right? He forced it to lift up, so... Shakti still has a lead, but he's supply blocked right now. Where are the pylons? Mate, throw them down! TerraN can come back. It's gonna be all about this fight. We'll see how it goes. There are two tanks on the high ground. Again, some weird army movement there by Shakti. Oh, TerraN, he still has this here, a massive pyro force. As Shakti, he's gonna try and force the lift up on the third. When it looks like we should have a couple of disruptor shots going off, and they do go off, and they do connect, but all the disruptors are going to go down here. All the zealots have gone down as well, so TerraN, he does trade a little bit better here, but 17 SCVs fell. Drop comes back in. It looks like Shakti should have enough to defend. It's one of those things where TerraN is playing this so well, but because he can't get his third up and running, it kind of doesn't matter. He needs to establish his third base. He needs to mine from it desperately. Like, these drops are cute, but at the end of the day, they won't matter here if Shakti can just roll over the main army. Shakti once again does move his entire army here towards the third base, exposing his northernmost base to that drop. A lot of winter mines here. Oh my god, the base is so close, it could go down. It's being focused down by the stalkers, but it looks like it will just barely survive. Again, another liftoff. Just expand to the north. Shakti, TerraN, please, just take the northern base. Stop expanding towards your opponent. It's safer to go north. Oh god. Finally, TerraN does take the vertical base. Liberator finally gets cleaned up. This drop is still threatening the northernmost base here of Shakti, but he finally has his 4th up and running after losing that gold earlier. Personally, I would love Colossus here. Disruptors are okay, but a lot of it does rely on micro. And one of them does get a decent shot off, does shave off a bit of the army. At the same time, the drop does go into the 3rd base, but Shakti is able to warp in at home defensively. It shouldn't snowball too much. What's worrisome is that these tanks are in position to defend the triangular 3rd, not the vertical 3rd. The tanks need to reposition here, and right now there's only one tank, and this tank is so much more exposed. I feel like we're getting to the point where Shakti can just A-move this army. Oh boy, he checks. Base isn't here. Gonna move over towards the northern side of the map. He is, oh, not quite committing yet. He's waiting for the disruptors. They go off. Don't find any connections though. Oh my god, here we go. The disruptions are going off. They are finding juicy connections here. The tank goes down, and the tank was the backbone of the army. Another disruptor shot does connect as well. And Shakti takes the series 3-1. GG. Congratulations, Shakti. It was looking very dominant in this series. He almost let it go there. In game 4, TerraN was doing a very good job with his drops. But at the end of the day, all that TerraN had to do was take a 3rd base, and he couldn't do it. What I should have said is, all that Shakti had to do was deny the 3rd, and that's what he kept doing, time and time and time again. And in the end, that was enough. Congratulations, Shakti. My condolences to TerraN. He isn't out of the tournament. He is still in it. There is a lower bracket. Exclamation mark B in the chat, by the way, if you want to have a look at that bracket. TerraN will have another chance to redeem himself, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll have a great time there in the lower bracket, fighting his way back up. He's a very strong player. Again, just unfortunate that he faced Shakti in the first round. Shakti, the best Protoss in Brazil. And with that, we are moving on to our next match.